This is the candle that I'm lighting today. I got it from Target, and I just like have to give it a little plug real quick. It just smells so heavenly. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Shelby, and today I'm going to be reviewing thriftbooks.com. I love used books, but a lot of the bookstores right now are closed because of COVID. So I went online, I came across this website, thriftbooks.com, and obviously this video is not sponsored or anything because this is my very first video. I ordered enough that I think I can make a pretty substantial review off of them. I got 11 books. So I'm gonna break down the categories of books that I got, how much they all cost, how long they took to get here, and overall just review them. Okay, so I had never been to thriftbooks.com before, but I just kind of searched a random title that I wanted. I was like thoroughly impressed by these people's selections. So you search for a book basically, and it'll give you several different format options. So you can have 4 different format options. You can have a hardcover, a paperback, a mass production paperback, or a library binded book. The books that I got, I hate hardcover. Obviously y'all don't know about that about me, but I hate hardcover books. I only got paperback books, and I did get a couple of them that are mass marketing paperbacks, and I did get some that are just regular paperbacks depending on the price difference. Some of them were just cheaper to get mass publishing, so I did it that way. And also there are 4 different, I believe it was 4 different conditions that you can get your book in. You can get it in fairly new, very good, good, acceptable, and new. Sorry, I lied. That's 5. So you can get a brand new book on there. It's not all used books. So yeah, the books that I got today, like I said, I'm not a big hard book cover, so I didn't get any hard books. And I do not like new books, mostly at all. I barely ever get new books unless they're like fresh off the presses and you can't get them used yet. I really like to get used books because I like to see like what other people have highlighted, where other people have cracked the spine. I like to see like other people's little annotations. It feels like I'm getting somebody else's insight on the book as I'm reading it, and I really enjoy that. So I try to get used books as much as I can. So for today's review, I know it kind of sucks, but I didn't get any new books. I did not get fairly new, I did not get new, and yeah, those are the 2 categories I didn't get. But I do have 2 in very good, several in good, and several in acceptable. And I will show you those books and we will get to cracking on them. So I'm going to show you these books in categories. The first one we're going to start off with is bottom tier, which is acceptable. It's bottom tier because those are the cheapest, but these are my personal favorites because these are the ones that are gonna have like the little scribbles, the anecdotes, the weird covers. They're gonna have like some cracks in the spine. So let me show you what thriftbooks.com considers to be acceptable. I think the first book that I ever looked up was Absalom from Faulkner. I believe when I looked up William Faulkner, this was the only book that popped up. So I did buy it, of course, because it was the only one. And again, they consider this acceptable. So let me give you a tour of this book. So this book retailed for $4.59. It does not have any problems with the spine at all. There are no break-ins that I can see. There is a little bit, like when you look in the light, there's a little bit of a gleam just right around there from where it looks like the publishing just kind of messed it up a little bit. And the opening, as soon as you open the cover, the first page, the binding is a little messed up. You can see that like the page is really loose, and it's like that for like the first few pages, but then like you notice as you keep flipping, the spine is completely intact. There's nothing wrong with it. I really like that it has that in the beginning because I think it gives it a lot of character. And obviously you can tell that this book is older just because of the yellowing of the pages. It obviously was not printed this rough, but yeah, so this has been through some time. Actually, let me look at the copyright and see if I can find out when this book specifically was printed. It looks like it doesn't have any copyright information. Obviously this is a reprint. Faulkner is a super old author, so they did not add in a copyright extension for me to see the publishing manufacturer notes, but that's fine. We'll continue. We can obviously tell that this book is pretty old, but yeah, overall, I would not consider this book to be acceptable. I would say that it would be good. I think they were very harsh on this book. I'm not really sure why they put it in the acceptable category. Besides that first page being kind of wonky, I guess that's why they put it in acceptable, but I mean, I think this can go up a category. There's no no writings in it, no highlighting, nothing. This is a brand new book. It will really surprise me if anybody's ever read this book before because the spine is so pristine. All right, so this next book is the most expensive book I got. It retailed for $9.49, and it is The Stand by Stephen King. This is the only book, no, that's a lie. This is one of the most popular authors that I got, and I think that's why it was more expensive. Again, this was in the acceptable category, but you can definitely see why this was acceptable. The spine has been broken in several different spots, which is like my holy grail. This is just beautiful. Like, you open it and it almost completely lays flat from the previous reader, so that is super, super cool. It does not have any annotations, no notes, no scribbles, no highlights or anything like that. Again, this is a really old copy. You can tell just because of the yellowing of the pages. Let me look and see if we can find out when this book was published. This copy specifically is from January of 1980, so like I said, the yellowing is old. This book is about 40 years old, which is crazy to think about. My dad actually recommended this book to me. That's why I got it. I'm not the biggest Stephen King fan. I really do like his novels, but I get kind of bored halfway through. I think his writing is just like really lengthy. But yeah, if my dad recommends it to me, I'm definitely gonna read it. And so this is the most expensive one that I got, I think because of the author, but yes, I would definitely agree. I think that this is definitely an acceptable quality because of the spine and because of the yellowing of the pages, just how old it is. All right, Little Woman for $4.59. This is also in the acceptable category, and this is one of those books that I got that is considered mass marketing. The other two are paperbacks, but this one is the category format for mass marketing. So it's gonna be a little bit shorter in size than some of the other ones probably are. If you get this book in paperback, it's probably not going to be quite as stout, quite as short, but I like that because it makes it thicker, and to me that's easier to read. The spine has been a little broken in several different spots. Let's check to see. Yeah, it doesn't completely lay flat, but it definitely has been broken in for you. I don't think that this reader ever finished the book because the last half of it is not broken at all. This is still like really intact, which is pretty funny. I don't think they ever finished Little Woman. So yeah, this is a classic that I definitely wanted to have in my collection, and I don't know, I guess I would consider this acceptable. It does have some writing in it. So in the cover here we have Summit number 131. I don't know what that's referring to. And then it also says in here Carrie, and it has a phone number, which is hilarious that somebody had a phone number written in there. Let me see if I can find the copyright when this book was specifically published. Okay, so this book specifically is copyright 1983. So again, this book is almost 40 years old. The yellowing's not as bad as the other two, but it's definitely an older copy. You can definitely tell that. And yeah, I just think that gives it a little bit more character. It's pretty fun. All right, I got The Handmaid's Tale, which retails for $5.09. So this book is also acceptable. It definitely has a lot of crackling in the spine. I love that. Yeah, it lays almost completely flat. You can hear it kind of crackle. Yes, it's very pretty, definitely yellowing. Let me check the year date. Oh, it has somebody's name in it. Laura Lind. That's so cute. I love that. December of 1989 was the 21st printing of this book. So yes, this book is not as old as the other ones. It's definitely got some yellowing though. That surprised me. I thought it was going to be just as old as The Stand is, but it's about a 30-year-old book. Super, super fun, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. Okay, this last book that I got under the acceptable category is my absolute favorite. I'm so excited. It is The Great Gatsby. I'm not excited, super excited because of the title, but you'll understand why when we jump into this. This book retailed for $3.99, so this was the cheapest one that I got under the acceptable category, and I don't know if you can see right away, but it's got some notes. It's got some sticky notes, which is super fun. There's no real, like, breaking or anything going on. There is definitely a chunk missing from the cover though in the back. You can see just right here where it's probably been snagged on like a book bag or a purse or something. It's just gotten a little bit messed up. But yeah, there are sticky notes all throughout this book, and there are anecdotes everywhere. This is like my holy grail. So we've got some penciling. I don't know if you can see it underneath a lot of different stuff. They have a lot of different sticky notes from where they read this, a lot of words going on in the margins. They really went to town annotating this book. It's super exciting. Yeah, here we go. Here's some pen that you can probably see a little bit better. They really just wrote all over this book, and that is just so exciting because this is my absolute favorite, to see how other people interpret a book that you might necessarily not have picked on, but you can see that somebody else did, and they thought it was so important that they made a note of it. So that is just super exciting. This book is so cool. It's got a ton of different notes in it. And I am just so excited that I got it, because when I consider a book to be acceptable, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that it has been through the ringer. Some high school or college kid really just took their time with it, really annotated it, and they really studied it word for word. And so yeah, I would definitely consider this book acceptable. This is super fun. I'm so glad I got it. Let me see if I can find the copyright date on it. 2004. This is super exciting, and it was the cheapest. It was $3.99, and I definitely think that's a fair price for this book. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the good category. So this is just a little step up from acceptable. So when I got these books, I was not expecting them to have like any annotations, nothing like that, but I was expecting to have like breaking the spines, things along that nature. And I was very, very, very shocked with these books. There are 4 of them in the good category. So I don't have a lot of Virginia Woolf in my collection, and I definitely wanted to grab some more. I accidentally made a boo-boo, and I got 2 Miss Dalloways. I did not intend on doing this, but I have 2. I'm going to give them one overall review. They are perfect. They have never been read. They are brand spanking new, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Let me just thoroughly show you both of these novels. And it's insane that they're both like this too, and they're considered good or not new or like new. I don't understand why somebody gave this a good category, because you can see there is no annotations throughout this book at all. The words are absolutely perfect. Oh, I didn't notice this before. There is a like very prominent crease that I definitely didn't do. You can tell that it's been there for a minute because of how like really creased that is. It's almost looks like it's gonna like completely tear away because it's been creased like that for so long. Maybe that's why they considered it good. I don't know, that's crazy to me, because the cover is absolutely gorgeous. You can just see there is no creasing, no tearing, no nothing. This book has never been read before, along with the other copy that I accidentally got. It is just as beautiful as the other one that I just mentioned. There's nothing, let me see if there's anything like that. Any of the creasings? No, this book is gorgeous, and I really don't understand why they're in the good category. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I paid for these 2, I paid $3.99, which is the same price that I paid for the Great Gatsby copy that had like annotations everywhere. And obviously these books are not nearly as popular as the Great Gatsby, so I'm thinking that's why these are not like really high in demand. But yeah, that's just absolutely crazy to me that these were given a good category. I would definitely have paid much more for these. These are supposed to go for retail $12, just brand new. You can just see on the backings of them. So yeah, that's absolutely crazy to me that I got them for $4. I feel like I just stole them right out of their hands. Let me see the copyright date. It might not have it because again, this is a reprint. Oh, it has it 1981. So this book has been chilling, just sitting here since 1981. That is insane. And it's just pristine. They're gorgeous. I just don't get that. So yeah, I was very, very, very pleasantly surprised by these. And I did get one more Virginia Woolf book. It is To the Lighthouse, and this is also under the good category. It was a little bit more expensive. It was $4.19, and I don't know why it was 20 cents more, because it does have a little bit more going on than the other books. So in the cover right here, you can see that it has been bent previously at one point. I wouldn't notice it if I wasn't under this harsh lighting and like really critiquing this book. When you open it up, it does have a little bit of stainage going on. It does have a little like tiny dog ears that were definitely unintentional. There is no kind of annotations, no nothing. So yeah, overall, the only thing about this book that is considered you know, like a ding off is that cover. It's definitely been, you know, a little bit creased, and so as the front covers, but I'm just getting like really, really picky here, trying to figure out why they gave this a good category. I personally would not have given this good. I would have given this very good. I think that their scaling is like super strict for this book, because I don't know what's up with them and Virginia Woolf, but these are like pristine copies right here. Oh, and let me check the copyright date. We have got 1981. Okay, this is another book that resells for $4.19 under the good category, and I'm just baffled by how pretty this book is. It is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and it has never been read. Look at this spine. There is no creasing, there is no breaking, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. The spine is, I mean, the cover of the book itself is gorgeous. It has a nice gloss sheen over it, and even the sheen, it doesn't have many scratches. I am not a huge fan of glossy covers because they do get scratched fairly easy, and you can see it under lighting really well, but even this one doesn't even have that much. It's not bad at all. There's nothing wrong with this book at all. If you go through all of it, there's no creasing, no page markings, nothing. They were so strict on this little guy. I would definitely have given this a like new category. I would not have given this good. This is crazy to me that this was considered good. Let me see if this is the newest one that I have. I think it was written before 2004, so it's probably gonna beat Great Gatsby. Let's see. Yeah, 2008 is when this was copyrighted. So yes, it is so far the newest one that I got out of all of the 11 books. And so far, this is one of the prettiest. This is absolutely gorgeous. The last category is very good, and I only have 2 books to talk about left. Only 2 that are in this category. The first one I'm going to be talking about is Brain on Fire. It retailed for $4.29, and that is just insane. It is gorgeous. You can just see that this book is just super pretty. It definitely has not been read again because there's no breaking, no nothing like that. If somebody read this book, they were to read it like this the whole time. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it was read. Now I think that this is very strange that this was given a very good category, because I don't know if you can see, but straight away there is some dog earring over here. There's some bending of the pages, and it is just like within the first few chapters, it's just there, and it's just a few of them. It could easily just be pulled back. I didn't want to mess with any of these before I reviewed it so that you could just see really what they look like. But yeah, I thought this was very strange that this one was given a very good when like the Virginia Woolf ones, for example, are brand spanking new. Nothing's wrong with them practically, and they were given a good categorization, but this is very good. I don't know, something about it's just kind of strange to me. I would give this a good. I wouldn't have given this a very good, only because of the creasing of those pages. That does not look super appealing to the eye unless you put it in your library shoved up against some other books so that it's not noticeable. But I mean, obviously you're gonna have it with the spine facing out, so it's not a huge deal. I really don't mind. I'm not complaining at all. I just think that the categorization for this is kind of weird considering the other ones. If this was the only book I had gotten, then I'd be like completely 100% in agreeing, yes, this is a very good copy. But seeing the other books that I've gotten, I do think that's a little strange that this was given such a high mark. Copyright for this one is 2012, so this so far is the newest one that I have. All right, this is the last one I have, last one to review. This is the 11th book, retailed for $4.69 underneath the very good category, Will Grayson, Will Grayson. This is the last book that I needed to complete my John Green collection. I've had all of his books for a while. For whatever reason, I could just never find this one in person. Everywhere I went, this book was always sold out, or they just didn't carry it. I'm very excited to finally have it. So again, like I said, this is a very new condition. Spine is pristine, no annotations, no markings in the pages at all. Very gorgeous from start to finish. The only thing is that the cover is obviously a little wobbly, right? It's definitely been folded a few times. Like sometimes when I read books, I'll fold them like this, and I think that might have been what happened, but it surprised me because there has been no like creasing in the spine or anything, so I guess they were really particular about when they read it, and they read it like this, I guess, or it's just been bit in some kind of way, because the only real page that does it is that cover. So that's a little weird to me. And something that I did see that was awesome in this book, let me see if I can find it. I noticed it the first time I got it. Yep, here we go. Here's the original Barnes & Noble receipt. It was left in the book, which I think is so funny. I think it kind of proves that whoever bought this book didn't read it, or they used this maybe as a bookmark, and it was stuck right here on page 209, so they never finished the book or something. I don't know what happened, but the book that they got it for with tax was for $9.65, and I got it for $4.69, so I definitely got it for a fraction of the cost. The only real thing that I see is that, and like I said, it's got that shiny glossy cover, and that gets really, really easily scratched. And it is scratched, you can tell. It's got some dings in it. I'm not super like mad about it or anything. I just would not have given this a very good because of the bending and because of those few little dings. I don't think that this should have been given very good. I think this should have been given a good. But obviously, if I was just buying this one book alone and this is what it looked like, I would have been fairly pleased. I would have been fine. But because I've seen the other ones, like the Virginia Woolf that was perfectly new, was given a good, I think that this also should have been thrown in that category. So yeah, those are all 11 books that I have to talk about. I'm super excited about all of them. Overall, I will definitely 100% use thriftbooks.com again and again and again. I'm so excited about all the new copies I got. I got all of these books together for $55.21. That's all. I got 11 books for $55.21. The other day I went to Barnes & Noble and I got 2 Faulkner books and I paid $35 for 2 of them. And yes, they were brand new, but they didn't look any better than the Virginia Woolf ones that I have. So that just blows my mind that I was able to get 11 books for $55. I'm 100% gonna use them again. The shipping time was also really fast. I ordered them on the 18th and I received them on the 23rd and the 25th. I received them in 2 different parcels because I had such a large order that they had to do it 2 different ways. So I got the majority of my books in one, and then I got 2 others 2 days later. So the shipping time was phenomenal. The shipping was also free because if you spend $10 or more, you get some, you know, free shipping along with that. My little used book heart is happy because I haven't really been able to go anywhere lately to go buy my own copies in person. So I am just thoroughly pleased. I am so grateful that you watched all the way up until this point. I'm sorry if this was like not super exciting for a first video, because this is just me, I guess. This is what I enjoy. So okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm just rambling. Bye guys, I love y'all so much, and thank you so much for watching. See you later. Bye.